Oh, do I need to care about that at all?
Well, what do you mean we're filming it? What does that mean?
We are? So I'm not going to look at you because I'm going to be worried about my profile.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay.
You don't have to look at me if you don't want to.
No, of course I do. I can't talk
I
to
just
you
want
like
you guys.
this.
Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. I just
Okay.
want you to know I've got MJ, the female Shahs of Sunset, the queen.
I love you.
She's here for her first Juicy Scoop experience. Though we've been friends for a few years now, you finally are coming on the show because, of course, the new season is starting. What's the date of the start date?
Sunday, February 9th, Oscar night.
Ooh, I'm very excited for that.
Yes. And
Okay.
set your DVR now for
Right.
Shah's so that you can watch it like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whenever. As long as you watch it within the first 48 to 72 hours of it airing.
Why? What does that mean?
Because that's when it counts. That's when the ratings matter. And that's what Bravo wants to see is people are tuning in.
Well, then Bravo better let this air Thursday
Yeah.
so that people can set their...
I'm letting you know that they're going to be very supportive of you airing this on Thursday.
Okay, you better be right.
We are here
You better be right.
to promote this amazing
Because I had
show.
to weasel my way into BravoCon, okay? So maybe...
Well, so did a lot of the executive producers who had shows on Bravo.
Oh, really?
So that'll make you feel a lot better, right?
I guess, yes, that actually does make me feel a lot better because I'm not an employee of Bravo, but I guess if I was, I'd be a little bit hurt that I couldn't go.
I have a lot of friends who
Yeah.
are EPs of multiple shows on the network, huge shows, the top
Yeah.
shows, and they were not given a ticket. So do you feel better now?
Yes, I do.
I always make you feel better, don't I?
MJ, Mercedes, were your parents fans of the vehicle Mercedes?
Yes, they were. My father had several of them. I'm not even kidding. Of course.
Well, I just didn't know. I didn't know if it was actually like a traditional like Persian name that just also happened to be a German car.
One of the Mercedes Benzes that my dad had curtains in the back.
Oh, real fancy.
Oh, yeah. It was a Grey Poupon version. It had eggplant, like it was literally aubergine. And yeah, it was definitely a little extended. And he had the classic 280 convertible, which would be worth over $500,000. He had a lot of those. Where are they now? I need them back.
I don't know. Where are they?
I would drive them.
He sold them all?
You know, you don't really appreciate it when you have it. You're just like,
Yeah.
probably, like my dad would give something away. So if you came over to my house, you'd leave with like a car, a Persian rug, a painting. Like that was just our thing.
Well, this is my favorite Persian story. Okay, my friend, Peter's really good friend, is Persian, and his wife, and he had babies around the same age as my boys, and I went over to their house for a party, and I saw this new like rocking little bassinet thing, like one of those extra things you don't really need, but for like 2 months, whatever.
Right.
And I go, oh, I've been thinking about getting something like that. And the Persian wife literally took
Picked
her
it up.
sleeping baby out of it
Oh my God, that's a lot.
and insisted that I take it home.
Her sleep, that's extra. I would like, think she would.
That's really Persian.
Like her baby didn't even trumpet. Yeah, she insisted that you take it, right?
Yes.
You had to take it. Otherwise, she would be offended.
Yeah.
And so did you take it?
Yeah, I did take
Yeah,
it.
good for you.
She's like, he doesn't need it anymore. I'm like, well, he was just in it.
Well,
Like,
they say, like, if you enter a home of a Middle Eastern person, don't compliment them on any one thing. Compliment them on the home. If you specify something, they're going to have to pick it up and insist that you take it. So, like,
when can I go in your closet?
yeah.
And then I'm going to be
Anytime.
very specific.
Are you a size 9?
But yes, I am.
there we go. We're good.
So I can, if I go in your closet and I see a pair of shoes, that really speaks to me.
Then I have no choice. I have no choice.
I'm very excited to do
I know,
that.
likewise. And I'm the shortest person that's a size 9 in the
But do you have to
planet.
be select? Like you just can pick like what? Otherwise, it looks bad. If I said too many things that I liked, then
Would I
you're
be
like,
honest with you? What are you not going to look good in, bitch? Hate you.
so wait,
Tall
let's.
and skinny.
What just happened here? Hold on. I want to get to my photos here
Okay.
and go to your.
You can keep
Okay,
Sienna.
Shah's a Sunset.
Okay.
What season was this? You're all wearing gold. Why aren't you in it?
I am. I'm right there. I'm so skinny.
Oh my God, I didn't even recognize you.
I know. I'm like that. Almost
Wait.
looks like a CGI version. I think
It
that
does.
was like that looks like season 2 or 3 because she was
Like your
here.
hair is brown,
Yeah,
not black.
I still have that weave.
Oh, that was a weave. Oh,
It was like a partial. It's like you put it back here and mix it in with your own hair.
so this is season 2. So this was the original cast. So we've got
She
you.
was here for 2 and 3, so it had to be. I think it was 2 or 3.
Okay. So we've got you. We have Asa, who had the diamond water.
Yes.
We have Reza, who you and he are like kind of the pillars of the show.
Thank
You
you.
have Glonessa,
Mhm.
Gigi.
Mhm.
You have Mike.
Mhm.
And then you have the
Currently-
Persian Barbie that
At
Reza
that
would call.
time.
Yes.
At that time, yes.
Do you believe that you now are the Persian Barbie?
No, I
Oh.
think that Barbies should be taken off the market.
What are you
until-
talking about? Don't you know about my Barbies that I do? All
No.
my Barbie reenactments?
Yours are amazing because you're making comedy out of it.
Yes.
But I'm talking about like the ones that can't get their period because they wouldn't weigh enough. You know, the
Oh.
exaggerated dimensions. Now they're like making them more.
No, now there's curvy ones.
Yeah.
There's ones in wheelchairs. There's
Exactly.
ones with only one leg.
I remember you talking about
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's
there's
important.
one. There's the model that has the Villa. What do you call it? The skin.
Porcelain
disease-
skin.
No, you know she's
Oh,
like
I
a
know what you're
beautiful
saying.
model that has
Mhm.
the skin. Like
They're
where it changes the
diverse,
color. Yes.
They're more realistic.
Yes.
And they're more, yeah. So they're not setting a bad example. No,
No.
you know I'm not going to call myself a Barbie.
Well, I'm gonna
It's
work on
just-
finding a Barbie that looks like you.
Should we say that it's like goals? Because I'm not that put together in my like my dad raised me, and he never like sent me to like a beauty salon. Like I was always like running out of the
You
house.
never went to John Robert Powers.
No, I grew up in Virginia. I definitely
Wait,
didn't
when
go.
did you come to Beverly Hills High?
At 10th grade,
Oh, you did?
and I skipped. So
You did not arrive in Beverly Hills until 10th grade. I'm shocked.
actually 10th grade I went to Fairfax High. It was gang infested. It was like I was terrified to go. I had one whole semester of truancies.
Yeah.
Then I went to Beverly 11th grade, and then I got kicked out because I was so bad and I was like having a really hard time adjusting. And so yeah, I mean I did manage to graduate by the skin of my teeth.
And that's where you met.
2 years.
And that's where you met Reza, right?
All of a sudden, yes.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I was exposed to Persians for the first time in my whole life. I had never seen Persians that were not my parents' friends, and I had seen Farsi graffiti on the bathroom walls. I had never really seen or heard anyone my age speak Farsi until I came here. Until I
and
came
could
out
you
here.
speak Farsi?
I really do speak good Farsi, especially considering that I wasn't exposed to it. I wasn't born there or anything like
Can
that.
you say something to me?
خیلی دوست دارم.
What does that mean?
I like you very much.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I like your purse.
Oh, bitch. One Balenciaga down.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I
And
had
there's a
no
lot of
idea
fun-
Persians did this.
There's a lot of cash in it too, so
Thank
you
you.
just like double scored, probably more than the purse.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I don't like to put my purse in the ground. That's
I
bad
know,
luck,
I know.
too. I don't know if you study that part of Persia.
It doesn't apply to me. Money
Oh.
just comes to me.
Oh, okay.
It
That's
does.
good. What are some other Persian things? Like, do you have one of those type
We
of things?
are-
Like a fountain in front of your house brings money, or like there's feng shui, but do you have anything like that with homes and stuff?
I think thanking God constantly at the beginning of every sentence is very Persian.
What do you mean? Like, what do you say?
So if you ask me how I'm doing, especially if you're talking about your children,
Okay.
it's thank God, Khoda ro shukr. Before you want to say like something good happened to you, you have to praise God and thank Him and acknowledge Him because we're so superstitious. We want to be humble. And when you look at this picture, it's not very easy to say we're humble because
Right.
of all of the opulence. But culturally, we really do want to say we're grateful in front of
Oh,
everything
okay.
else. So I think that's one of the biggest ones. Food is really important.
And are you Jewish or are you?
No, I'm
Christian?
I was born. I'm not really of a strong faith, but my family is Muslim.
So you don't say, but you don't say Allah. You say God.
If I was speaking Farsi, the word in Farsi is Allah means God.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So now all of the people that are listening are going to think I'm a terrorist. I'm kidding.
No.
No, but that's a prayer in Islam.
Oh, okay.
It's like in the name of the God and something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's I think being grateful like that is a cool thing that everybody should do,
Everyone
no
should
matter
be.
what. Yeah. Okay. So you go to Beverly Hills, and that's where you
Yes.
met Reza, and that's where you guys had your
at this
matching.
wild house party. So not in class, not in the hallways, not in
Okay.
school. I met him at this wild Beverly Hill. It was very much like Clueless.
Yeah.
It was very much like the Persian mafia. All the Persian guys had like BMWs,
And
and
you had a BMW, right?
I did.
Okay.
My dad had to get me one, obviously, because I needed to like fit in, I guess.
Now, did you not want a Mercedes because your name is Mercedes?
I did have a Mercedes as well, of course.
You had 2 cars at 15,
Of
at 16.
Course, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
All
a
right.
beautiful red. I still wish I had that car too.
Okay.
It was red with beige interior, and then I had the black on black.
And were you like shopping at the Beverly Center?
Oh, yes. We ate out every single night with my girlfriends. Like, I don't know who the hell we thought we were. We thought we were like 35 years old. We would sit and dine at like La Scala every single day. It's like when someone says La Scala to me now, I'm like, oh, yeah, I kind of used to go there since I was like 15. So
That salad, you
Is
get
it?
that salad.
I do. I love that one.
And would
Oh,
you
yeah.
go to the Cheesecake Factory? That was like the hot spot that, the
CPK
Menendez
was hot.
brothers used to love to go to that Cheesecake Factory before they
Which one?
killed their parents.
Yeah.
The one in Beverly Hills.
On Beverly Drive?
Yes.
That wasn't open back then, was it?
They, according to the made-for-TV movie, it was.
I don't think it was open back then.
Because that's where they were going to go right before they were arrested.
I'm
said, "Let's
a
go to the
year younger
Cheesecake
than
Factory."
I'm a year younger than the younger one, and we called that murder the Nightmare on Elm Street because that's where their parents lived, on Elm Street.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Did you think that they were hot?
No,
Okay.
they
Just
weren't.
I'm just curious. A lot of people did. A lot
I mean,
of people
being
wrote into them.
athletic makes you very attractive for sure.
I like to play tennis.
Sometimes you can't hide the crazy.
No.
I'm definitely not attracted to sick and
But you
crazy
didn't
people.
know them.
Not really. No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Well,
no.
anyway, in the made-for-TV movie, they said, "Let's go to the Cheesecake Factory." So I figured that was still there. But it
CPK
could
was
have
way
been,
better.
The writers just making up something.
No, but that's a very Beverly Hills. Like there was Chin Chin.
Right.
That's probably what it would have been a little more on
Love
brand.
Chin Chin.
That one was open.
Yeah, that Chinese chicken salad.
Let's do it now.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Hold the white crunchies.
So you guys became friends. Tell me about the house party that you meet at.
It was just really wild for me. It was such a different world from what I was used to. I grew up in a place where there was no judgment, there was no fighting, there was everyone was their own person. There was no competition, there was no jealousy or envy. So all of the things that happened out here happened here. Didn't exist. So I would never believe that someone could feel a negative emotion because everyone had their own light to shine. Like there was enough to go around. It was important to be smart and well-rounded where I grew up, and we were all like, we knew an instrument, we sang, we had sports, and we did like the newspaper and arts. So like that to me was the norm. What I saw out here at Beverly, like everyone had a shrink, everyone knows someone who's been in rehab at least once, and Drew Barrymore was out in the scene when I was going out. We're
Wait,
also of the same age.
Are you talking about me? Seriously, MJ, this is so weird because now I'm looking back and I remember I was out of rehab. I was 9 and I actually was at a Scala having that amazing salad and it's just so surreal that we're talking now.
It really was. So that was so different.
Yeah.
I went to school with a school bus. I walked to the school bus. People out here.
Okay,
took
get to the party. Who
limousines.
cares about the boring
Oh.
life? Now you're in Beverly
No,
Hills.
it was just a house party. It was like a
Yes.
completely different environment. That's the end of the story.
Oh, okay. So you become friends, and then did you go to college after that or start working?
I did. I went to CSUN.
Okay, and did you finish?
Yes, I have a bachelor's degree in English literature.
Oh, very good.
Thank you.
And then what did you do?
And then I went to work at a forensic CPA,
Mm-hmm.
and I studied for the LSAT.
Okay.
And my dad was like, "It's time for you to get a job." So I got my real estate license.
Wait, you
and
studied for the LSAT, but then you decided not to go there?
big mistake, but I mean, it was clearly not in my path. I made so much money as a realtor.
Okay, so
that
then
I didn't
instead you got
finish.
the real estate agent
Yeah.
license, and then where were you selling real estate then?
West Hollywood, Beverly Hills,
Uh-huh.
Santa Monica, anywhere the client was, I would go. So West Side.
Right.
Yeah. And I did there were these really funny shows that I immediately was doing, Really Rich Real Estate. VH1 presents Really Rich Real Estate. And all of these fun people that were in the first season of $1 Million Listing.
So you were already kind of in these in the reality world and
I was being, yeah, I was standing out in a way because that was before this came along.
Right.
And it was around like 12 years ago. Because we've been doing this for 10 years.
I
even though we're
cannot believe
season
you've been
8.
doing it for 10 years.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
And so how did the show come about that you remember it coming all together?
Walking my dogs, ring, 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 phone rings. Hey, would you be interested in doing a reality show? And I was like,
Who's on the phone?
this is development of Ryan Seacrest. His name is Jesse Lead.
Okay.
And he is really the person who created the show.
And how did he get your phone number? From all these other
Through
shows?
The first season, who's not in this picture, is Sammy Unai.
Uh-huh.
And he's still a very good friend of mine. So is Jesse Lead. And he called me and asked me if I would be open to a reality show. And I thought it was a prank call. I thought it was totally just like, why would they want me? Are they silly? Like, why would, and I thought at the time someone would want like a 20-year-old, not realizing now that like we're so much more authentic and we know who we are and like we're more
Right.
interesting to watch. And then you look at the housewives and they're much older
Yeah.
and you get it. So he wanted to meet my family, and then he asked me about my siblings, and I was like, I'm an only child, but I can introduce you to my gay best friend, and he's like a brother to me. And so he came over, he saw my house. He literally would ask me questions like, so what do you drive? Let me see what your crib looks like. Let me see what your mom, like all of the things, like we checked off all the boxes, and every time at every step, they were like, what else you got? Can we meet your cousins? And my cousins would not do reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to just kind of like, at that point, the show needed to find the bad girl, the stud, the glamazon.
So you just introduced the producer just to Reza.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you didn't know Mike until you guys were brought together.
Not really. No. We met around the way. We definitely went to the same parties. She and I would see each other around
Who?
the way.
Gigi.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And so then how did you all like come together and they're like, okay, we're going to start filming with all you guys?
They would have, I guess, like little mixers for us, just with like the few, I would say less than 15 people.
Mm-hmm.
And we would just hang out and have barbecues, and they would basically see like, how's the chemistry? How do they get along? And
Now, was anybody that wasn't chosen like really like hungry, thirsty? Because I'm saying if this happened to me 10 years ago and I was a Persian realtor
yeah.
and you were like, come to my house, they're thinking about a reality show, I would be like in a bikini,
Totally.
being obnoxious, getting drunk, throwing
Yeah.
a drink in your face. I'd be like,
Absolutely.
notice me, pick me.
Totally. The first season, there were 2 that got cut. One of them is a Persian stand-up comedian.
Okay.
His name is David. I can't remember his last name. And the other one was actually really pretty, and I loved her fashion, but she just couldn't hold a conversation.
Oh,
So
Okay.
she got like kind of like gently removed from main cast.
right.
No, it's really hard for people to have this opportunity like dangled in their face and then have it taken away. Half, if not all of Los Angeles will tell you that they turned down being on Shaws of Sunset. 100%.
So many housewives say that too.
Yeah.
So many women I've met over the years.
They wanted
it's
me
like,
to be
oh,
a
I know you're
housewife."
friends with the housewives. Yeah, they asked me. I turned it down. I'm like,
Totally.
really?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Do you mean that one person called you and you did one Skype call? I mean, you're telling me there was a contract in front of you.
Right.
And
It's
you're
not
like,
true.
you know what?
I don't think,
I don't want this.
I
Yeah.
don't think anyone
Yeah.
can say no.
Right.
You know, like I had a great career. So being
And did you think being on this, were you like, who knows how long it'll last, but it'll also help me like get listings, or what was your
Yes,
thought?
I thought that it would definitely grow my business, but the story about this show is not really focused on my real estate.
Right.
And because the scenes of real estate and the deals that I was closing weren't really as polarizing. So
Right, as like $1 million listing, like
Right.
as glamorous. They want like, they want real estate porn for those type of
That's
things.
right.
Yeah.
And so it would be really disappointing for me not to be able to see all of my life and just to show us like maybe like at a party getting, trashed at like in Vegas or something. So it would be disappointing, especially because we would shoot those scenes and then they would land on the cutting room floor. You don't know until the show is aired. So that's when you sort of start to just say, wow, I am about a lot more than just what the show is showing. Everyone is multifaceted, right? And everyone has different moods, but you're probably not going to be able to show all of that.
Yeah. So, okay, let me see what else I have.
Okay.
All right.
That's
so
Sammy. That's Sammy.
Oh, this was Sammy right here.
Yes, love him.
You guys, you can watch this on youtube.com/Heather McDonald, and we have photos of. And this was the other girl. Who's this girl?
This is Golmessa.
Wait, this is you again.
Oh yeah, that's me. I'm a foot shorter than him, by the way. I don't know how they made me so big.
The hair is throwing me. It's like brown and it's like high at the top.
And I'm like this tall compared to him.
Yeah.
Kind of. I got like
And then this is
superimposed.
Mike. Yeah. So
I'm
I've been.
definitely a lot shorter than Asa.
Yes. Well, she's got some platforms on there too.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So you start doing the show, and what was like the most. Like, when did you realize, oh, people are watching this? Like, when did you have that moment that, you went out and someone was recognizing you? And
I
you
was
were
at
like,
I was at Rock and Roll Ralph's, and I walked there.
What's Rock and Roll Ralph's?
Oh, okay. I forgot I'm in the suburbs.
Yes.
It's okay. I love this neighborhood. I moved here. Don't
Yes.
tell anyone where I live. Okay. So Rock and Roll Ralph's is named because it's right down the street from the Guitar Center. It's on Sunset.
Oh,
it's
I know.
crazy.
Okay.
Right. So I walked there. I lived in the neighborhood. So I went with like Uggs and like my hair in a knot or whatever.
Yeah.
And as I was checking out, someone was tweeting a picture of me that they were excited to see me. But at the same time, I was mortified because I was like, I wasn't planning on having my picture taken. I was just coming
Yeah.
down like to get a quart of milk or something. So that was kind of fun. But I think that because of being at Beverly and growing up in a place where I didn't need attention because we all had self-esteem, I'm probably like the best psychological profile to be in this arena because I had love from my dad. I had a good like foundation of who I was, and the fame was like, okay, that's neat.
That's like an extra, it like made your life more fun, but didn't change your life.
I was looking forward to perks like that I was hoping would take me to like A-list status. Like I was hoping that like Ryan Seacrest would offer me a helicopter ride to Coachella into like the VIP tent. Like that is what I needed because I was already
Maybe this
there.
year. Why are you cutting yourself short?
Did you see how hard it was for you to get a BravoCon? You think I'm going to get into the Rose Garden? Well, I mean, I do, but I mean, I wanted to do it without paying for it. And yes, that was already what I was creating in my life because of what I was doing and who I knew. So yeah, we were pretty well connected.
Have you gone to Coachella?
I've gone to every Coachella except for the year that my son was born and the year I got married, which was both times, last year and the year before.
So are you going to hit it this year?
Yes.
In a helicopter with Ryan Seacrest?
Hopefully. Ryan.
Put it out there. Put it
Text
out
me.
there in the universe.
I'm going to DM him.
Why not?
Are we allowed to talk about helicopters? I don't think it's a good idea to even talk about it. Isn't it too soon?
Look, it's part of our life. I mean,
Damn.
You're the one who brought up a helicopter. A helicopter is a helicopter.
Okay.
They just
Hot
won a
air-
helicopter last
I'm
night.
going to go to Coachella on
Okay,
a hot
they
air
were just
balloon.
in a helicopter last night on The Bachelor. Did they pull that scene?
No.
I mean, you gotta get on.
Don't be upset.
I'm just saying, I'm
Don't
not
cry.
cutting the helicopter conversation.
No, of course not. Why would
What
you?
else
I
do
think
I
that's
have here?
hilarious. So
Um,
now you can see I look more buxom and thick, and you can recognize
now who's
me.
this cat right here?
They're all this. Oh, Shervin.
Oh, so he kind of comes and goes.
He's all throughout this season for sure.
Oh, he's back.
He never left.
Okay. I guess I don't feel like he had as big a story sometime.
That's probably what happens.
Because Mike had the drama. He got married. He cheated on the girl. They got divorced. And now in the preview, we see he's like in love again.
This is different. Mike is so different this year. He a lot of us have had really big changes. I really want to say the biggest changes are right here, the three of us, because you know that she's pregnant.
Galonessa, Gigi.
Yes, and I'm so happy for her.
And that's really kind of interesting because she, we've seen her. She's had an interesting life. She was on my show a couple years ago, and estranged from the sister, likes to collect knives, very volatile, very pretty. Then she falls in love with Shalom, which I never knew that could be a name for someone, but then gets in fights with him, then gets married to him, then divorces him.
Yeah.
Then she gets her marijuana company going. And now she's pregnant.
And yes, and I'm
And
excited
she did it
for
on
her.
her own. She did fertility, right?
I-
Or insemination, or we don't know
I think that when you watch the season, you will see how it happened.
how it happened. Okay.
Yes.
But I mean, she doesn't have a partner. She is.
When you watch the season,
Oh.
you will find out
Oh,
how
good.
it goes down. Yeah.
All right. Well, now I'm excited.
Yeah,
I was
totally.
excited before.
And
but-
you were talking about Mike, and Mike is like a completely different person from ever before. Don't hold him to his past. And I'm telling you because this is really someone who's evolved. Mike is really changed for the better. He's like a miniature life coach. He's like a really inspired person.
you know what? So last week they put that episode out, how they got here.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, this is good because I've got MJ coming. Let me just remind myself, even though I've watched every season. And it was really juicy as someone who like studies and watches reality TV. When he's with his wife, at one moment they're having a little conversation or something. And she's like, and he was like, I don't know, giving her some shit or something. And she's like, you want me to tell the world that you cheated on me? Because now it's out here.
Yeah.
And it just reminded me of all those moments in reality TV that are so like
Real.
because these people are on a reality show, but maybe they had a pact behind doors of like, we're not going to bring this up. And the person knows, I'm going to say it, just like Kim Richards, you stole my goddamn house,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
and you're an alcoholic, and like those moments where they are sitting there and they're like, well, this will make the TV.
Yeah, you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
That you cheated on me? I
Right.
like it echoes in my head, like my whole body was like vibrating because
Were
you were
you,
right.
Were you in
I
the
was standing
room
right there.
witnessing? Oh,
Yeah. I have a lot of love and respect for Jessica. That's who we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I think that when she was under a really between a rock and a hard place because she met a guy that was on reality TV and it was a very private matter for both of them. And even though I share everything on
Right.
reality, it doesn't mean that everyone else who does reality TV
Right.
is comfortable sharing their life. For them, that was like a very private thing that like you said, I don't think they ever thought that would have to come out.
but you know, you're around and the cameras are there and you're upset and it's your spouse and you're
Yeah.
like, you're hurting me and let's let the world know why I'm freaking being a bitch. You know, like let the world know. And then, you know, and then once it's out there, then she knew that would not help his reputation out in the world, obviously.
There's
So-
nothing that I won't do if I am a woman scorned. Like the gloves are off. Like I will burn your mansion down. I will do whatever because I can only see two extremes. Either I flee the country and you never hear from me again and I ghost the shit out of you, or I will just go ahead and make sure that like I can do anything to you. If you've hurt me, all is fair in love and war.
Now,
Right?
I feel like in watching all the seasons until you met your husband, did you have serious guys that we saw you with?
No, never.
Yeah,
No, never.
just a lot of fun drinking in a bathtub.
There was before the show started, I was in a really good relationship with someone who I could have married.
Okay.
And there was something that was missing in order for that to be like he did propose. I couldn't accept it. It wasn't the right guy for me. But during these years, I was very much like in the prime, like having the best time, like living my best life.
Going to
meeting guys.
Coachella.
Exactly.
Coachella. So wait, with the guy, were you seeing him when the show started?
Who him?
No,
Tommy, my husband?
no, the one that you said you were seeing
No, I broke up with him
right before the show. You're saying,
Yeah, and then there was a guy that I dated who was a total cheater. It was the guy that I dated that the year before I met Tommy was like, he basically lied to me about what he did. He ended up having a job that he was ashamed to tell me what it was.
What was it?
I swear to God, I don't know, but I think it was like he was working in the stock room at Petco. That's what I think he was basically doing.
Yes.
But he wanted me to think that he was responsible for this pet brand, this like organic food brand that was not his.
Okay.
So he made me think that he was behind this like big line of whatever. And like we even went to like pet shows, trade shows and stuff.
Now, was he ever featured on the show on camera?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't
You
remember
forgot.
this. I
But you
forgot
said
that,
yeah.
yeah.
And everyone hated him. Everyone was like, "Who the fuck are you bringing to us?" Like,
And
Mike,
did he like the camera?
he was like, you know what he wanted to do? He
What?
wanted to be Billy Joel. He wanted to be like a big musician. Like he wanted to cut like a cover band album and like be that kind of a star. So I'm sure that he thought there would be some exposures, like some possibility for that. But he's a California kid. He's like a Valley boy from like Encino or something. So
Yeah.
he definitely could have done something on his own. But he, instead of being a good boyfriend, and he was way, I was way out of his league. Like he never should have had a first date with me, but I thought his personality was charming. I was an idiot. I was on a rebound from
Yeah.
someone else who I liked, but he broke my heart, whatever. And thank God, because he was a jerk. So I had a lot of like icky relationships with bad guys who I thought I liked. Then I definitely didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you had an issue with Asa that we saw towards the end.
Yes.
Because she's no longer on the show, where she was in a long-term relationship with Jermaine Jackson Jr.,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's nephew, and
Son.
Michael Jackson's nephew.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Jermaine's son, his
Sorry.
brother Jermaine's son, and who was never really featured on the show either. The boyfriend, a little bit. We saw him a little bit, not a lot.
Exactly.
And then she presents herself, I'm pregnant, and she takes off her robe or whatever, and then she's like got this, perfect little bump there.
Yeah.
And
God
then you
bless.
guys are in Israel, I think, and says, well, first she says, that I got pregnant naturally, and then she says, well, I froze embryos, which were boys.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't even freeze her eggs. She actually made the embryos.
Right.
But then she was trying to tell you and the cameras and everybody else that it was just she naturally got pregnant with a boy, which could happen, but it seems like, wow, that's what a waste of money that you did this big
Right.
insurance policy and then
Right.
you didn't need it.
Right. So if Tommy was here right now, he would be so upset and heated about this conversation because what Tommy was, he was in the room while I was going to my fertility doctor
Yeah.
and taking the shots and doing these rounds of egg retrieval.
Yeah.
And why Tommy would be so upset is because she would sit on the phone with me for like 2 or 3 hours, and we were very, very close, and B, she was picking my brain about my fertility journey. And what was upsetting to me was that
Now, at this time that you guys are talking, was she pregnant yet or not?
she was we found out later that those same exact time that I was doing it, she was doing it secretly. So we were really like, why would you hide it? And then why
Yeah.
would you be so interested in my journey? And why am I thinking that we have this really close relationship? But she didn't want to project the image of needing help to get pregnant. So for her, it might have been nothing personal against me. It was something I was willing to share and that she had no intention to share until Shervin asked her, this guy asked her a question on the top of the Dead Sea in Israel.
Yes.
And that was divine intervention. That was so, I don't know why it hurt me so much because I know that I was really emotional. My father was dying in the hospital on that trip. You saw me FaceTiming
Yeah.
with my dad. And anyway, so like for why that was her choice, I can't speak to, but I'm happy for her. It was heartbreaking. It's always going to be heartbreaking for me to think that I have a sister. I don't have real biological sisters, so I thought that I was really building a beautiful lifelong friendship with her. And when she exposed herself, I'm like, well, thank you, but there was
deception there.
yeah.
There was deception there, but then she took it as, well, I don't feel like you guys are even happy for me because you're trying to like pinpoint the fact that I just didn't tell you this huge part of my life.
She was really good at playing people. And,
Yeah.
and like she's got a lot of skills and like that I commend and respect her for, but she could flip a story and make it about us, and I think that's what she was doing. I think it's a lot easier to do that if that's your objective.
Have you had any contact with her since? I know she's no longer on the show, but
I think that the direction that the show went in at the very end was doomed for us to have. We tried. I know I can say I did, but she didn't trust my mom. Like my mom said something on Watch What Happens Live, and she was like, "You put your mom up to saying that," and I was like, "You can't make Vida Javid say anything." So
Right.
I just felt so hurt that like a relationship that I had invested in could be that fragile.
Yeah.
That like one cheeky comment that my mom makes and our whole house of cards like implode. So I was like, this is not, I guess I was experiencing a different friendship than she was.
So was the last time you saw that reunion?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. How's the Diamond Water doing?
Honestly,
Well, no, I want you to be dishonest. Can you tell me how the Diamond Water is doing?
I don't want to say anything negative or shady, so I'm just going to say
Why would you think that Diamond Water would be shady? Doesn't everyone want to drink water that obviously has diamonds in it?
yeah. I know I do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think that it took off for her.
Well, I recently saw it at
Ross.
along with the
I
black
was trying
water.
not to say it.
Along with black water. I don't think water is like a great thing to get into.
Is it
really.
like
I don't know.
have-
I'm just saying.
I don't think hair care is a good thing to get into unless you're a hairstylist or Chaz Dean or Brandon Liberati.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait. First, wait. Let me get to your wedding, and then go back to that.
'Kay.
Okay. Your wedding was possibly the best couple hours of television I have ever seen on television. Definitely on reality TV, but maybe on all television that's ever been.
Thank you.
And I talked about it at length on my show. And I said, everyone just needs to go back and watch it because you'll die. And people were like, oh my God, I never even watched Shah's, but thank God you had me watch it. It was amazing.
Thank you.
So how did you meet Tommy, your husband, first of all?
We met on a dating app,
Which one?
Tinder.
Okay.
We lived a block away from each other. It was literally like
Was
the
he
geo.
a fan of the show?
He did not know until I took him to like some event, like maybe like 6 months later. We were really like just together one-on-one a lot. Like we didn't even leave the house a lot. We were just like at home a lot.
Oh, okay. So,
I wonder what we were doing.
boning.
Yeah, drinking, boning, having the best time of our lives.
Okay. So your mom, which by the way, I know this, I've met your type of mom so much throughout my life because my mom is no longer here, but they're similar age. And my mom would like completely wear that outfit, first of all, that she was wearing to the wedding. She was always like about that. Like she always wore like black palazzo pants and like some Chanel jewelry and like a really nice like blazer type of look.
And a cocktail ring called the chandelier because it was like a multi-tiered, like each one was over a carat.
And just the judginess.
Yes.
I love.
Yes.
And so she walks in and you're getting your makeup done. And
Your face looks like a wood.
yeah, why so dark?
She wants
Why
me to
dark?
be like white as your walls, like a porcelain Snow
Did she
White.
think that you look like a peasant that was picking berries or
I-
something?
So she, like she probably associates like Angelina Jolie or Snow White as like her symbol of beauty, or like geisha or something like, like she likes a fair.
It made me laugh because it was like it was so olden days. Like my mom used to
Yes.
say, "Oh, in the olden days, women would take milk baths to make their
Yes.
skin white because
Yes.
they didn't want to look like they worked outside of
That's
like
right.
being a rich kept woman or I don't
That's
know."
right. And I make myself as tan as possible.
Yes.
I'm
like-
tanorexic, and I wanted to be darker and darker and darker, and that was a spray tan. And if I could, I would be out in the sun every day.
And then I don't like the lip. Why peach?
She only wants me to wear red lipstick.
Who wants peach lip?
Nobody. Except
Why?
Nobody. Because what are you thinking with a nude lip?
And it's like right before
My
you're
mom
about to
hates-
go out.
She hates a nude lip. She only likes red lipstick. Oh, Morgan Fairchild would be 100% what she would want to look like, or me to look like.
So I remember you're like, Bob, you're insulting my makeup artist.
Yes.
Get the hell out.
Yes.
You're so annoying. And you're also having a few cocktails during this time,
At the end, so empty stomach all day long.
which is totally every bride should do that.
Except, I think, Craig, didn't I have like pineapples or something like healthy during? So I think that a turmeric shot. And then at the end, I was like, I need at least one shot of vodka before I go down this aisle. And I think
you
I had
drank
like 3.
more than that. Yeah, I
think
remember
had, like-
watching it.
I probably had like this much vodka.
And I mean, honestly, it reminded
that a
me.
lot?
You know what it just reminded me of? In the movie 16 Candles, when they go to the wedding,
Yeah.
and the sister had taken too many muscles relaxers because she had her period.
Yeah.
And she's like, and she's
Oh my
like,
gosh.
"Ah!" And she's seeing everybody walking down the aisle.
Yes, that was definitely
That
me.
is what happened. You
That's what
started to
happened.
walk down the aisle.
I died.
You had like an outdoor wedding,
Yes,
and
it was beautiful.
you were just
and
acting like it was your cocktail party.
It was
like,
awful.
but had you no rehearsal? Did
no.
you rehearse?
We didn't have a rehearsal dinner. I was like, why do I need a rehearsal dinner? Let's go to Marina Del Rey and have a party for all the out-of-town guests.
Okay, so you never practiced walking down.
Maybe like the week before when we
Okay.
did a walkthrough
So then we get to see you
to decide where
walk
the
down the aisle,
was.
and Mike was so funny. He's like, "What is this?" You're like,
Yeah.
literally stopping talking to people. You finally make it down.
Yes.
And then
I was saying hi to those people that came all the way out here, got babysitters, dog sitters, Ubers.
yeah, but normally you would do that like after you've been married.
Perhaps.
Yes.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Yes.
So then you get up there, and the vows start.
Oh.
And this is my other favorite part where, like, so you start to say something and Tommy starts to laugh. And you're like, you know what? Forget it. Forget it. I don't even, we're not getting married. He's like, what? He's like, you're like, why are you laughing? Like, why are you looking over there? He's like, I'm sorry.
Stop looking
Tommy's
at
like,
him.
I'm just looking over here. Like, what? And you're like, I'm not even, no, I'm in a bad mood now.
That was so me. Like, so the night before at the at the non-wedding rehearsal dinner,
Yeah.
he wouldn't let me thank the people that came from out of town because he was mocking my speech. And so I was still upset about the night before.
Oh, okay. Because he did have
so
really,
I was justified.
and he had nice things to say.
He had
But
a
you barely
speech.
let him get it out.
I don't remember any of it.
Well, it was like, how could the girl that has never made, I've never met a girl that like made me laugh so hard. She's so beautiful. How could I have her? And then you're like, oh, and then, oh no, the mom was like, it's too long. Everyone's tired. We would like our grape leaves now. What,
You know,
go.
she thanked God when it was over, when he like pronounced us husband and wife. She was like, oh, thank God it's over. She was so humiliated. She like literally could not take it. She was so upset.
And then you have, I mean, the outfit I'm showing you now, this is like your second outfit, right?
Nobody's supposed to wear a bride's not supposed to wear a watch, by the way. But that's all I have to say. And I would have liked to wear my dress, but I couldn't.
Oh, is that like a thing? Like an old-fashioned thing?
It's not an old-fashioned thing.
Oh,
You're
all
not
right.
supposed to.
So this is your second outfit, a jumpsuit.
My dress wasn't
Why did
staying
everybody has
on.
like 3? Oh, that's right. That's another thing.
It
What
was-
happened with that? The guy
The
came.
guy didn't finish it.
And he kept sewing you, and it just, by the time we were done,
He didn't finish
all
it.
that netting was like,
Off my shoulders was like down to here. I was so mad at him that I didn't want to talk to him ever again.
where is that dress now?
It's at home in my closet. I wouldn't mind finishing it and having like a wedding do-over someday.
Okay.
So Craig and Brandon call it a Project Runway dress because they were like, it wasn't even stitched. It was still redlined.
And they're like, you have 3 more minutes.
They were mortified for me. They were mortified for me that the hem in the front was like this high off the ground.
I remember that.
And I was like so mourning and shocked. My father had only passed like 2 months ago. So I was like,
Right.
I don't care. I don't care. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I wasn't fine. So
Yeah.
that's why, like, the people that were not, they were in their right mind were horrified for
I actually
me.
I really love your hair and makeup.
Thank you.
I disagree with your mom.
I agree with you.
Okay, so there you are in love at the,
Cute.
was that Beverly Hills Hotel? That's where we had lunch.
And Brandon did my hair there too.
Yes. Okay, let me go back to your baby. Hold on.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so then you find out you're pregnant,
I did.
and he's so cute. He's such a little snuggle butt. How
he
old
really
is he
is.
now?
He's 9 months.
Oh. So does he crawl yet?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Is he trying to stand?
Yes.
Oh, it's almost over.
Oh my God.
Now it really will get. You know what I
Crazy.
also love about your son's looks is that oh my God, he looks a lot like him right here.
Yeah.
Looks a lot like his dad right here. But he looks like from the moment he was born, he looked like a man. You know, there's certain boy babies
Yes.
that you're not sure
Yeah.
what they are.
Yes.
And then there's ones that come out that have like a part in their hair.
Totally.
And you're like, this
Yes.
baby wants to sell me electronics. What's happening?
People think that he's what Marlon Brando. They're like, he looks like Marlon Brando's son right there. I'm like, okay.
That's really cute. So you named him after your dad.
Yes. And his middle name, Francis, is after his mom.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That's sweet.
Yes. Francis.
And how has it been going, being a mom, these last 9 months?
I feel so blessed that I don't have to go to a job and leave my son at home and that I get to be a full-time mom.
Oh, that's great.
That's all I have to say. I literally thank God probably a million times a day that I get to.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. They said
you
that,
know,
right?
they
when
did.
I just asked you about your kid and you said, thank God.
Yes. Thank God. I did, right?
Yes.
See, it's ingrained in me. You know, I just love him. It's a brand new chapter in my life that I'm obviously so grateful for if it wasn't for IVF. However, you have 2 children.
Yes.
You know how it's like a brand new chapter and he's God, thank God and God bless and everything. I mean, it's just this like incredible new chapter.
So in filming this last season, then many of the scenes you could do with the baby, or you just leave for a little bit of time or whatever when you had to go to something?
No, I definitely spent the first, I don't quote me on the exact time, but I was.
Well, I won't quote you, but we're recording this, so
Right.
you will be quoted.
Right. No, I mean, I'm going to get the timeline wrong, but I was
Right.
pregnant on bed rest when the season started.
Oh, that's right.
Then I had to go to the hospital. Then I had to
And you
stay
had a
in
very difficult birth, right?
Right,
What
and then-
happened?
So I think that might be spoiler
Okay.
alert, but I'll share it. Obviously, you'll see it play out in
okay.
the season.
So you,
And
yes.
anything that the show wasn't cleared,
Yeah.
I'll share on my social media and concurrently. You know?
Right.
So like
But you did
Ri-
have a difficult,
Cedars.
a little difficulty.
So,
at,
yeah.
at the birth. Okay.
Yeah, so there was bed rest that you'll see like the
Yeah.
full story. Then there was choleostasis,
Mhm.
and then there was the birth. Where are my big girl words? After labor, being in ICU,
right.
and
the post
placenta
Yes.
accreta.
Oh, the placenta. Okay.
and ICU or whatever, and then I came home with the baby, and then yeah, so we're really good parents, man. We're good. We're both with the baby all the time, and then I got to hang out with my friends
That's awesome.
and go back to some of the explosions and the fireworks, as we'll call them.
So on this season, do we have the incestual brother and sister back?
So this season,
Nima and Mona. Now they're really not. I'm obviously joking, but there was a lot of talk on the show.
so Nima
they-
and I are just
They weren't raised together, and so there seemed to be chemistry between them.
okay. So that was I can't laugh with you because this is not funny. I'm friends with Mona and Nima. They were really upset. Imagine like you come out and you break into reality TV, and the first thing that comes out is like they love each other. So obviously they're amazing people.
Right, and they're obviously not dating.
Totally. You're so funny, and you know that you are a rat. Okay, so I'm really good friends with both of them.
Yes.
And I love and adore them. And that is a shitty thing that had to happen. That joke that was made by Destiny last year, or whoever it was who made it. They're back.
But what happens in these shows is that if there is any little hint of that, or if there's any hint that a housewife might be married to an aloof asshole, that's all they're going to show.
Incest?
They're not incest, but they're
Like-
going to show. But like, I feel like they showed scenes where he seemed a little jealous, or
no,
a
like
little
jealousy is like a safe thing. Like incest
No, but I
to
don't.
me.
But nobody really thought it. They were just joking about it. I never thought it.
No, I know, but it
I
was
never.
still.
I understood when he's like, we weren't really raised together, and now we're,
But
we're on
you
the
know-
show together, and we're socially like friends with all these other people. So
Right, but you could also see how like he could be. The camera can show him like looking at
right, that's what
some
I'm saying.
girl,
That's what I'm saying. They
and then
made the scenes.
They'll cut away to
Yes.
Mona walking in. It has nothing to do with his sister.
Yes, exactly.
And
That's-
that you can also see that would be the most horrifying thing that could happen to you if you come onto reality. Like,
time he was kind of pursuing Gigi.
Yes, exactly,
Yes.
exactly. So they'd
When they
probably
went
show
skiing and
a
everything.
picture of
Yeah.
Golnessa, a shot of him looking at Golnessa, and then
Yeah.
they would make it seem. I mean,
So
whoever
so Mona's back on. They're both back on. They're
she
both in the
was,
show.
yeah, you'll see
Okay.
them both for sure.
Okay.
Well, Nima's main cast.
Oh, okay.
Nima is main cast of Shaws of Sunset.
And he has the blue eyes. He doesn't look.
That's right.
Like
he has oceanic, greenish blue Caribbean
Yeah,
eyes.
you wouldn't think that he was of Persian descent if you had to guess. I'm just
no,
saying.
he looks like half
Yeah.
white, half Persian.
Yeah. And then Lily, she was on for a few seasons, and she was two, and she has like an eyelash line. And what happened with her? Did she get married?
Yeah, I think that she definitely came on with a vision of what she wanted to do and use the successful show that we built. And when I say we, I'm talking about the OGs. And from the success and the authenticity of the rest of us who were doing good stuff and real stuff that people tuned into, I think that she definitely accomplished her mission, which was to launch a business from it. And I hope that it's flourishing, But
I think it is. I feel like I see them everywhere.
Yeah.
The lashes. And I mean, it works with what her glam look is.
brand,
Like,
totally on brand. Exactly. Yeah, so that's cool.
So, but you don't think she'll ever come back?
I
don't
know. I don't rule anything out. Like I don't know if she.
So,
would
what do
want
you
to or
think
not.
about the new show coming out about?
Oh, the Indian family, the karma culture.
Yeah.
I'll watch it because I watch everything on Bravo.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. When I saw the photo, I was like, oh, this is going to be the Shahs of Sunset Indian version, like exposing us to a whole another culture that's in America. That
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, and I
And-
think it'll be good.
I heard that Mexican Dynasty is, I believe, what it was called.
Is not coming back, or is
Yeah, that's correct.
it's not coming back?
That's what I saw on
People
social.
liked that one. The other one that I thought was hard to get into was the Texacanas.
Oh, I thought that was also interesting. I liked watching that show.
Yeah,
I did. And so
I think they were just a little too middle of the road. I think it's people at home, they want to see drama and they want to see glam and money, I
Yes.
think.
Yes, yes,
And so
yes.
sometimes these Bravo shows, as fun and as interesting as the characters can be, all of a sudden they're fixated on the countertops in someone's apartment, or, and then they're like,
I
what?
know.
That's not why I'm turning to Bravo. You're like, well, I'm sorry, Heather Dubrow is not coming back. So why don't you just stop crying about it, people?
Right.
And try to find something else. But it seems like those shows have the most trouble, the ones that don't have enough glam.
For me, it's I have to have like maybe 2 or 3. I can't fall behind. If I fall behind, I get really uncomfortable. I feel like I have to like rewatch the first 3 episodes before I can jump back into like episode 4. So like the prescription of success is
Yes.
stick to the show, watch it on time, follow the story, and you have to have friends to talk about it. Best case scenario, you do viewing parties because it's way more fun to watch these shows when you know other people that are into it.
Okay, out of all the shows on Bravo,
Like, did you see what
besides
happened?
your own,
Did you see what she was wearing? Yeah.
besides your own.
My favorite?
Now, before the show started, were you watching? Because before
Orange County,
so there's Orange County, and what was else on before your show started?
Atlanta.
Oh, those are the only 2, and then New York would have been there, right?
I believe New York was also there.
And you're always watching those shows.
I would have watched Workout.
Oh my God, I remember Workout
Yeah.
with Jackie.
Were
I
you on
remember
it?
the
Spin-off.
Yeah.
Second one, Thinnervention.
Thinnervention. So
Oh my gosh.
I watched Workout. I watched Orange County, and I don't know. I
What's
watched
your
the
favorite
Kardashians.
housewife franchise? If you were on an island,
And I could
only watch one show, one housewife franchise.
It has to be a housewife, or it can be any
I'm
show
gonna
on
go
Bravo.
No, it's not going to go any.
Okay.
I'm going to milk this question out.
Okay,
So
let's
the
do
first
that.
one is
I'm glad, 'cause-
housewife.
Okay.
City. What would it be? I mean, come on.
So wait. I can walk away from. I have friends on every show. First
No,
of all,
I know,
so, like,
but you have to
all
understand
of
you're
the
alone
people
on an
that
island.
I don't want to offend anyone. Can we?
I
okay.
really don't think you're going to get like an
Okay.
angry DM. I'm
So
just
do you-
asking you.
So I think it'll be fair to say, not Orange County is not coming on the deserted island with me.
Okay.
The season without Kenya is not interesting.
Okay.
I don't need to take that.
But she's on now.
Yes, and she's everything.
Okay. So
Um,
she has to stay on the show. I
Yeah.
agree.
Oh yeah. Big
Uh-huh.
time. I do like Potomac a lot.
Okay.
And New York, you know, Beverly Hills, that's all that's left. Dallas. Isn't that all? Isn't that all that's left? I covered them all.
How is it that Beverly Hills and New York are not your two tops?
I mean, I'm just trying to decide which one it would be. Which one would it be? Like, I'm assuming that it has to be one of those two.
Well, for me, it'd be a very hard toss between the two. And I love them all, and I interview everybody, and I like it. And I really have a love for them all. But I'm saying if I really had to choose,
It wouldn't be Beverly Hills because I
Mine
don't
would
believe
be-
them. It would have to be New York.
in the end, mine is New York.
Yeah.
Also because I'm that LA girl that just loves any movie that's shot in New York.
Right.
So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
like it's like I just like to see that scene
But
more than here.
As a
Yeah.
professional Bravo consultant, and they should pay me like $2 million a year to tell them
I'm
what I
already
think.
getting paid 1.4.
You are from them. Okay.
Yes, to be a
So-
consultant. So I'll see if they have room to hire anyone else.
They
but
need
whatever.
to bring the Scary Island lady back.
Kelly Bessimone.
They do. I do think that Bethany not being there is good
I'm
for
here.
the show. Yeah.
And you're here.
Yeah. She should come back. She should come back. And then
No, just tell me to go to
Bethany-
sleep. Just
yeah,
tell me to
just-
go to sleep.
go to sleep. That was good, right? Did I do a good job? That was good.
That was my favorite is her face when she's eating those jelly beans.
Yeah. Gummy bears.
Oh, you're right. Gummy bears. How could I? No, they're jelly beans.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Don't you remember the song? Countess Luann's song
Was it?
goes, Jill, bring your diamonds. Kelly, bring your jelly beans.
I didn't know. Okay, wait. Hold on a second. Bethany not being there is good because then everyone else can have time, some camera time. Apparently, she would like suck the air out of a room, right?
Right.
Okay. Sonia, I want to see her without Bethany. I want to see everyone outside of this influence of like dark shadow that I think that Bethany would throw. And I do like Bethany as a person.
she is an amazing television personality to watch. But
Yes,
I always say,
but for the rest
oh my God,
of
but to
them-
be on a show with Bethany would be freaking terrifying. Because 1 minute you'd feel like she was your supportive friend, and the next it's like she is going to say something so snarky in a confessional about an insecurity that you didn't even know you had.
Well, listen,
She
look
is-
on Bethany's face when someone is talking about something, it's scornful in a way, like it's condescending in a way. It's like she looks like she's just waiting for you to shut up because you're saying something so ridiculous and unimportant, and it just sounds like skinny girl brand is the only thing that she cares about, and then she's going to say something that's smarter than them, and she's going to belittle them, and that they always say like a friend in power is a friendship lost. So like you can't mess with people like if you're not seeing each other as equal.
Right. Good point.
So that's like why it's not a good idea.
I just don't know if Ramona will be as like frazzled without the scariness of Bethany being there. And that's what I love to see because she is so the two of them are just like
Oh, we
like
forgot
sh-
about Jersey. We didn't even mention. I would take Jersey to the island.
oh,
Yes.
is that who you're gonna take?
Yes, I would take
Okay.
Jersey to the island.
All right.
Yes. Imagine if Carolyn Manzo came back. I'm gonna call Andy right after this, and Carolyn.
I would love Caroline to come back, but she's not gonna be the same Caroline.
She's gonna be great. What do you mean? She's gonna be great.
I mean, she's like a grandma and she
What are you
likes to
talking about?
cook.
No, don't put her in a box.
I'm not-
Don't put her in a box.
I'm putting her in a kitchen.
I mean, my mom is a grandmother and she hasn't changed.
All
She
right.
still has that wisdom. She still is a spitfire. She's got like all of the important things that we love about her are
Okay.
still alive and well.
All right.
And unchanged.
She probably would come back. I don't know.
I mean, I think she turned it down, but I hope she comes back next year.
Was she at BravoCon? No.
Yes, yes.
She was?
Yes.
Oh, for the OG
Yes.
interview.
Could you, like Adrienne Malouf was invited, and
Oh,
I was
Adrienne
in a
came, yeah.
I was in a van with Gina Keogh. And
How
like
was
all
that?
of she was really present.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing to say.
I think she was drunk.
Oh, well, then that's not being very present.
I know. I don't remember. But I was on like a minibus, like a sprinter
Yeah.
van with a lot of housewives
Oh,
going back because I was like one of the only people that got to stay at the fancy housewives hotel,
what hotel was that?
the Palace,
Oh,
right across from the St. Patrick's Cathedral.
oh.
and I think like Kyle Richards and I were wearing the same dress on the way home. She had to take her shoes off, and I was like, Brandon was like, "You will not take off those shoes. I don't care if your feet bleed." And I was like, "No, bitch, I'm keeping them on." And I will make my way back into my
I'm
room.
keeping them on until someone says that they like them, and then I have to take them off and give them to someone.
That's right.
So yes, that's good that no one said they liked your shoes.
That's right.
No, that's great that you're. I think that's so fun. That's what makes BravoCon so fun is that everyone. Like I was just watching Bronwyn's stories, and she was in Miami, and there were a bunch of housewives in Miami, and they're all at the same parties, but they're all on different franchises. That's what made the baby shower so fun. Did you go to the baby shower?
Whose baby shower?
Andy's baby shower.
No, I wanted to crash it. I was on bed rest.
Oh, but you were invited.
No, I wasn't invited, but I was gonna crash it.
Now, were you not invited because he only invited housewives? Oh, because the
Yes.
housewives put it on.
Yes, it was Vicky and Kyle and
So they weren't
Nene.
like opening up to all the other shows. Okay.
That's right. It was basically
Oh, right. The Vanderpump kids weren't there either.
no,
Okay.
no. But who else was there? Amy Phillips was there.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was doing, but I know that I was on bed rest and it was toward the end, and I almost went because I was dressed, and I was like, why don't I just stop by and then come in and out? Like, I'm not staying, like walk in saying like, I know I'm crashing, I'm not staying, but I don't know why I decided to like not do it and stay in my lane.
Is it one of your biggest regrets of your life?
Probably.
I think it should be.
I agree. But I wasn't going to turn up because I was pregnant. So I wasn't really, I would have been like in the room watching everyone have a very much different experience.
So when Lisa Rinna would have said to you, "Get on the table and dance, you motherfucker, Mercedes."
Right.
Thank Andy for that baby in your stomach.
Right.
You think you'd have that baby if it wasn't for fucking Andy, you whore. You wouldn't have got on the table?
Imagine, like, I wasn't even allowed to wear high heels. I wasn't allowed to fart. I wasn't allowed to do anything.
You weren't allowed to fart?
No, because I had a cerclage. It was a cervical cerclage. So I was like, would have walked in and seen things not connected, felt like, oh my God, I'm a party crasher. And then I'd be like, and I have to go anyway. The people who had fun that day were not pregnant.
Right, including Andy.
You know what? Andy's going to have another baby shower. That's what I just decided, because he's going to have another baby soon.
Oh, this is the stuff that Bravo might have to cut out, that you now are exclusively letting us know that
Really?
Andy is expecting.
So you're assuming that I'm in the inside circle of Andy's plans?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Heard it here first.
Listen, we don't know that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean,
I'm
not just a
two's a lot more than
Bravo-holic.
one, but I wouldn't be surprised.
He's not going to let his kid be an only child.
That's your prediction, your Persian prediction.
I also listen. I listen to Radio Andy. I listen. I pay attention.
And you think he's dropping baby hints?
No, I think he's very close to the chest about things like that. But I also think that he's very real and authentic on his show.
Yeah.
Which is one of the places where if you really want to know, if you're really a fan of him, then you'll tune into his show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think he'll have more?
I would really like to. Definitely.
And does your doctor recommend that?
I would have to have a surrogate because I don't have a
okay.
uterus. Remember? They took it.
Oh, okay.
You forgot.
Well, I didn't know
okay.
if we're revealing that part of it.
Oh, I don't know. I think that's. Is it
I think
out?
I feel like you've
Maybe-
shared it out in the world,
Yeah. Yeah.
but okay.
You can cut that part out if you want to.
I don't know. Just mark it just in case.
Just mark it just in case.
Well, listen, we're going to let you go, Mercedes. We're very excited for the season.
I want a
I
copy
know-
of that book.
Okay. I know that's my book
Oh,
back there.
all
I'll
of
make
them.
sure.
There's like
Um,
3.
And I know that it's going to be very juicy and explosive. Do you know how many episodes you guys have yet?
I honestly don't know how many episodes we have.
Are you scared about it?
What? No,
That
I'm.
it's so explosive. Like, do
I'm
you ever
not.
get stressed when you film this all, and then every week it comes? Is there stress? Is there excitement day of?
There's a
Is there
lot.
stress the next morning to like read the internet?
There will be a lot of that. You know, less than a week ago, I did call Brandon Liberati, who we've mentioned many times while we're sitting here that Craig and Brandon and Sienna are here. But like, if I have a moment, I will pick up the phone and I will call one of them. the last person to confide, like if I'm upset, is to ask my husband, because he'll just like be like, well, tough cookies, like that's what you signed up for. But if I have a moment, I will call them when something airs that's going to make me hurt and have me, like I obviously am hurt and disappointed about my friend's choices, and that is what you're going to see unfold. But that it's not easy to relive things, and it's genuinely the most weird parallel where like the best thing that could have ever happened to me happens
Having
right
a
here.
baby, yeah.
And then, these odd things that you'll see. And some people think that they saw what happened play out on social media. They couldn't be further from the truth. There's so much that the story will be told. And for that, I can go to sleep at night knowing that, like, I'm good.
Yeah.
But will it be hard to see my friend
Yeah.
or friends, doing whatever they're doing, which is what makes this season so crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm excited.
One
It
strong
sounds
girl, so
like it's going to be a real juicy season.
the juiciest
As
to date.
juicy as your son's thighs.
Oh yes, we love him.
Thank you. Everybody follow MJ. Watch the show. And
So follow me at Mercedes Javid on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Yes, absolutely. And good. Let's have some fun.
Come to Kings with me.
Oh, it's so funny. Did I just say? No, I shouldn't even say. But
No,
she asked me. She
what?
goes, "Can you go to? You want to go to King's?" Let me see exactly what you said.
Do you want to go to Kings with me, Craig and Brandon?
Did I not read this correctly? Because this is what I read. Okay. Do you want to go to King's with Brandon and Craig and me after? Well, first of all, I was like, oh, you want me to bring my son's Brandon, to a Kings game with you? And then I was like, well, I can't because I have to film this Josh Wolf show that I'm doing. And I'm
fun.
but also I was like, well, going to the Kings is just, when you live where we live, it's a lot of effort to get down to the Staples Center. And
Even
then,
if you live near the Staples Center.
then after, I'm like, I'm sure she got free tickets and I'm sure we're going to have like some good seats. But like, do we stay till the end? Like, do we have to stay till the end? Then you look like an asshole who doesn't care, who's not a big Kings fan. So
we don't have to stay till the end.
It's King's is a fish restaurant at the Calabasas Commons.
Yeah.
And that is what I was invited to.
And that's a spoiler alert. If you want to run into me, I'll be hanging out there.
Any day of the week. Thank you, girl.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Bye.